So some of your employees are going to ask you, what is this about with this whole trainer bonus? So the trainer bonus is $1 per hour amount, that's the amount of time you've clocked in for the day, $1 per hour, that is added on top of your P for P that you earn in that day. Again, that bonus is on top of your P for P, not on top of your base pay. Now this is important because if you put two people together and one of them's new, it's probably going to slow down their overall production. It's going to reduce their efficiency, they're going to get less work done, therefore less revenue, labor revenue will be collected, and therefore they will make less money on P for P. So it's not really fair to the trainer who's actually investing their time in helping and teaching and making less money. So you can come up with a dollar figure that goes to the employee who is training as long as they are making that training to the trainee or new hire. So what this incentivizes is that the employee that is training still wants the training to be done quickly and efficiently. For example, when it comes to mowing, I could spend half a day, 4, 5, 6 hours on one mowing property and show that new hire how to use a mower, how to use an edger, how to use a blower, all the different facets of mowing. But I'm not going to if I'm going to be getting a set dollar amount on top of my P for P as a manual adjustment. The reason I won't is because I can still make above base pay as long as we're efficient enough, plus any training bonus. What that forces me as a trainer to do is train incrementally and make sure that we're actually profitable as soon as possible. I don't want to take one property and train the employee on 10 different things. I would rather show him one thing, have for several properties, maybe even a day or two, and then I'd show him another thing the next day, and so that all the while we can be efficient, profitable, and incrementally that new hire is trained instead of all in one lump sum, and it takes all day and we lose a bunch of money. We don't even make as much in revenue as wages for several days training a new person. So what I'd recommend you do is have a training sequence, a checklist, that things that the trainer would need to go through and train the new hire on. And by the end of it, they're expected to know all of these things. But start with one, make sure they master it. Go with number 2, make sure they master it. Number 3, for us, for example, by the end of the week, the first week, they are backing up a trailer. They are driving the truck themselves. These are things that are later on. We're not going to try to force that on them on the first day. We're going to teach them how to use a blower. Maybe teach them how to use a weed whacker on day 2 or 3. Use a push mower. Then maybe they learn a big zero turn. Incrementally doing this training system this way is almost embedded by having the trainer bonus that they get a certain amount of dollars per hour on top of their P for P. Now again, just to reiterate, the training bonus is put on top of the P for P dollars, not the base pay. So again, every single day we are tracking base pay, how much the employee clocked in, multiplied by base rate, as well as what their P for P is. So again, that P for P can be very good even if they're training, and on top of that, they can get a trainer's bonus. What that means is the trainee might be slower, might be slowing them down a little bit, and therefore they might hit base pay, but giving the trainer the ability to still make more money. For example, if I have a $4 per hour training bonus and they work 8 hours, the trainer is going to make $32 extra as a manual adjustment on P for P. Regardless of whether or not they get above base pay is not really up to me. Because for example, if they earned on P for P $13 per hour and the base pay is $18 per hour, P for P for that day would go from $13 to $17 an hour because I have a $4 per hour increase, but base pay is $18. So guess what? Trainer's still at base pay. What this does is incentivize the trainer to think, how can we get this training done as efficiently as possible, be as profitable as possible, so I can get my training bonus on top of my base pay and not be so slow in training that we don't make any money. This is important because on hourly, hey, I'm going to sap the clock all day long training this other person, kind of goof off with them, tell them some stories, show them all different cool stuff on the equipment, not be really worried how fast or efficient they are that day or that week or potentially that month if they're training. You want them to think in terms of how can I quickly train this person up, and that's how you do it. Add the $1 per hour trainer bonus to their P for P, not their base pay.